picture this. It's a Tuesday, just like any other Tuesday, until a lawyer shows up and says, "Congratulations, you have just inherited $48 billion, and the only catch is you have to live in a mansion that most people need a map to survive, and you have to live there for a year." So Avery, the character of this story, has to choose if she's going to live in this mystery mansion for a year or walk away and stay broke. It's Knives Out meets an escape room, but this escape room can lock you in for good. And there's so many people that want you dead that you have your very own personal security detail. Welcome to a book review of The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Let me know in the comments, do you like a good mystery novel? And if so, what do you like about them? So first up, I'm going to talk about the book cover. Now, I'm going to put up a picture of the book cover. The book cover is brilliant. It is like looking at a puzzle all on its own. Like there's so many hidden clues within the book cover itself. If you look at it real closely, you'll see a knife, you'll see different objects that have meaning throughout the book. Now, as far as spice and language and violence, this book is a really clean novel. It's promoted as a YA book, but so it's really clean in that respect. But there is violence, and the violence is things like she's walking in the woods and there's a gunshot. So there's threats of violence. There's people wanting to take her out because of all this money, but it's not a graphic type of thing. This book starts out with our main protagonist, Avery, who is an ordinary teenager living an ordinary life. Her mom is dead, so she lives with her sister, and she's broke. And at one point, right before everything happens, she actually leaves her sister's place and is living in her car. And she's really just trying, she's got a plan for the future, but she doesn't quite know what's going to happen. But then a lawyer shows up. She gets pulled into the reading of this will, and she has no idea who this family is or why she's even there. But this isn't just an average family. This is a very rich family. Avery is broke but brilliant and suddenly finds herself public enemy #1 to the 4 grandsons of this very wealthy man that died. And these grandsons, they really expected to be inheriting everything. And suddenly the rug is pulled out from under their feet and they don't get anything, and this stranger gets everything. The book is pitched as a YA book, but the betrayals and the complexity of the storyline, it's grown up enough to leave bruises. Now, by page 50, you are going to have a favorite grandson. By page 200, you're not going to trust any of them. And by the last page, you're going to be ready to jump on and go buy book #2. Barnes doesn't ease you into the story. She just shoves you. From page 1 until the very end, it's one puzzle, one clue, another puzzle, one after another. So every clue, from the middle names to the poem written on the wall to the scratched numbers on a clock, every one of those clues, and there's so many more, like a glass ballerina, all of these clues, they feed the narrative and they help you leapfrog from one mystery to another. Backstory shows up only to refocus the narrative, to refocus the gun, if you will, on what has to happen. Backstory is used so effectively in this story. Now let's talk about the 4 grandsons. You gotta love them. The first one is Grayson, and he is the responsible heir that we see. He's expected to inherit everything, and we see him thaw out towards Avery just a little bit, but then he freezes back over when he realizes that Avery, she might actually be just another challenge or puzzle that his grandfather left behind. And then there's James's son. And Jameson, he lives for puzzles and chaos. And then we get to Nash, who you can't help but love Nash. He's the cowboy next door kind of vibe, and he really wants to rescue and save everyone. And you're not really sure, is he a good guy, or is he, what's his deal? And then there's the last one, the baby of the family, Xander. And that poor kid, he really just wants to blow something up. Even the cook and the butler, they have motives that, whoa, those things could cost Avery her life. Now, Barnes is a master at rotating the spotlight depending on who is holding the next piece of the puzzle, the next clue. And she really shares the airtime with all of the characters depending on what part of the puzzle and what clue they're working on right now. And even though, let's see, we hear about all these characters, but we really aren't sure, and we don't really quite feel safe as to what's really going on. You'll find yourself rooting for either Jameson or Grayson, and you're really not sure which one of them is a good guy and what their real motivation is in their actions. And really, honestly, you'll find yourself wondering, did old man Tobias choose Avery at random? Or is there a reason that he chose her? And you will have to read the book and solve the mystery and the puzzles to find out. Grab your own copy of the Inheritance Games in the description below and get yourself reading this amazing novel. And thanks for watching.